In this video, I'll walk you through all the free tools that are saving me thousands and thousands of dollars that I'm using in my everyday business, and some paid tools that I use that are worth every penny. So stick around, I'll walk through them and how you can use them in your own business. So actually, let's start with this very tool as I'm dropping myself here. The tool you can see here is called OBS. It's a free tool. I'm using it to record my videos, right? I can share the screen, I can record myself. I think you have it both for like PC and Mac. So again, it's free. You can even stream on it, but I use it again to, for example, right now to record my videos for YouTube, but I also use it to record my courses and my other programs. So it's this one over here. It's one of the free tools that I use. So if you are doing any video recording, I highly recommend OBS again, especially since you can like share the screen if you need to, etc., etc. Now, another one, ironically, I'm showing it over here, is Google Docs. I think this is probably the tool that's obviously free, but I think I use it the most for my business, even though it's free. So I use it to write my copy, my sales copy, or literally use for my sales, because I have, for example, some sales docs that I'm using in my business that I share to people instead of building like complicated big sales pages, because it saves me time. I can change them quickly, etc., etc. I'm crafting my outlines, for example, for my videos. I do it in the Google Docs, my presentations. So a lot of things. I write my posts, sometimes my emails as well. Like everything is done in this, again, free tool. As long as you have Google account, you should have Google Docs. Now, another one, this is, if you're using Loom, this is like the free version that's as good, if not better. I mean, free version is definitely better, but it's literally as good as Loom. It's Komodo. And you can see it over here. It has the library. So you can see, you don't see my camera here because I'm using OBS, but you obviously have a camera. Now you can do it without, turn camera off. And what this allows me to do is record my screen and a bit of myself. And literally, it's so easy because it gives you a link like this, and you can copy link and I can share it to someone. So where OBS saves it in my computer, right? And I need to upload to a drive or YouTube or whatever. With Komodo, they're hosting it and I can just send it. So it's really fast. I usually record screen and it works so well. Actually, let me give you one example. I think this is a perfect example, as this is showing my Google Doc that I'm using for sales. I literally send this to prospects, and it has this Komodo here. And when people click, it takes them to the page like this. Now I will mute myself and you can see how it looks. My screen recorded. You can speed it up to 2x. It has this. It has even summary, transcription. Like, it is so good. And I can just copy the link and send it to my prospects. You can use this also for personalized videos. And again, where it's different from Loom, for example, is that it's free. So yes, Loom has a free version, but you're limited to 5 minutes. And I think 20, 25 videos the last time I checked. This one, you can, I don't know, record for hours for free on a free plan. They do have a $7 paid plan, but that's, yeah, it's really inexpensive. But on free plan, you can have unlimited recordings. You can have unlimited videos as well. So it's pretty dope. And I think on $7 version, it gives you a lot of cool stuff. By the way, they also have you can download it on your computer, not just on the cloud. So I have both the extension that you can see here, and I have it on my computer. It's probably one of the best tools that I've been using in the last year. And again, for each of these, obviously, I'm not gonna link you Google Docs below, but for these ones, I will link them below. Some of them might contain my affiliate link like Komodo, but again, honestly, with just free version, you can get everything done. I used paid version for a couple of months because I needed to upload the recordings to YouTube, and I wanted to have like high resolution, 1K. I think you're limited on the free version for the resolution, but other than that, honestly, I still use free version, one of the best tools. Now, Canva, a lot of you probably heard it. If you haven't, it's, I think, #1 software for all things design. So I use it for thumbnails, for example, for YouTube, for cover photos, for events on Facebook, for example. You can use them for Facebook posts to edit, even for logos, mockups, like so many things. Honestly, 90% of things done for free. Now I do, as of recently, have paid version just because I have access to more thumbnails, I started YouTube, but for years I was using free version. Honestly, you don't need to use paid version. You can see this thumbnail is, for example, created all in Canva for one of my YouTube videos, right? Yeah, pretty cool. Again, free. I think it's $15 for the paid one, but you can get so much done with just free version. So I honestly don't think you need paid one. Now, I listed this one here. This is just like Voxer, Messenger, Telegram. You probably use it or heard of it, but I do use it for business. I mainly use it for communication with my clients. So far, I used to do this in Messenger, but since I am doing most of my marketing on Facebook, my Messenger tends to get clunky with all sorts of random people, and I prefer to have my clients over there. Now, another thing that I love about Telegram is that they have both groups and communities, which means you can have a group like a group WhatsApp or Viber chat, or you can have it's not a community, it's a channel, sorry. You can have channel where you can broadcast messages. Let's say you can do it for free or subscription based. And let's say you have 50 people, you can send them messages. They will not be able to respond, but they'll be able to read them. It's a pretty powerful tool. Honestly, I'll do a separate video on this, but you can make money online with just free tools. I just used Facebook profile and groups. I used Google Docs, Messenger, Zoom. You can use free version and you can make money. You can make a lot of money. Now, obviously, as you grow, as you have more customers, more clients, as you want to buy more time back, because softwares are usually there to buy your time, right? That's when you want to introduce tools. But I think first multiple five figures, honestly, you can make with just free tools. And I think in the beginning, I mostly did it. Now, I do want to cover some of the most powerful paid tools that I am using for years. So that means that they're pretty instrumental for my business. And if you're, again, looking to more automate stuff to get the most bang for your buck, I think you're going to love them. So I'm going to start with this one. It is so powerful because I used to pay, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I used to pay $199 and it was more limited than every funnels. This is like white label version of Go High Level, but probably the best white label version that I know of. And for instance, for Kajabi, for smaller amount of stuff, I used to pay, again, $200, so $2,400 a year, nearly. And now I have more stuff. So one of the things Kajabi, for example, was, by the way, this is not me in any shape or form throwing rocks at Kajabi. I did enjoy the software. It was pricey and it was giving me less features than Go High Level, or in my case, FG Funnels does. I pay almost $100 less and I get more. One of the things, for example, that was really annoying is that I was limited to 15 products. If you're thinking, okay, Miodrag, but why do you need 15 products? This doesn't mean only paid products. If you want to create a free lead magnet and host it, that's counted as a product. And with FG Funnels, I have all of those like unlimited. So this is one of the reasons why I really love FG Funnels. So what I use it for? I use it for funnels. I use it for landing pages to capture emails. I use it for sales funnels. I use it for all sorts of hosting, courses, masterclasses, etc. I even have websites over there, so you can literally not use whatever, any hosting like I used to use Bluehost. You can eliminate 90% of things. And another crazy I didn't even know they had, this is like relatively recent feature, blew me away, was ManyChat-like feature. So if you're not familiar, ManyChat basically allows you to automatically respond to comments. You probably saw this on Instagram and or Facebook, where people do some sort of video and they ask you to comment below, and you comment keyword that they tell you, and then they automatically send you a message. For that, they use ManyChat software, and I think they pay, I think the more obviously contacts and messages you send, the more you pay. But I think for FG Funnels, again, I haven't tested this because I just realized that I have this last week and I definitely want to use it. I think it's free. It comes into the subscription. So you can do unlimited funnels, unlimited websites, unlimited landing pages, sales pages, products, ManyChat, automations. I'm going to do probably a separate video. I've learned about really cool automation stuff for this. So anyways, probably number one software that I would recommend, because you can have everything under one umbrella. Now you can also have emails. I currently use ActionCampaign, which is another software that I do currently recommend, but you can honestly, and I probably will in 3 months, I will move my emails to FG Funnels and have literally my entire business under one umbrella. Bar none, one of the most powerful ones. And if you're thinking why FG funnels over whatever, go high level or some other white label, you can choose your own, honestly. The reason I love FG funnels is because it was created by Katie and Julie, who are creating and releasing monthly new automations, funnels, designs. They have that designated group with free call support, etc. So I really like it for that reason, but they're all similarly priced. Obviously, again, as with some free tools, I'll leave some paid tools if you want to check them out for yourself. I do think, I don't know if I have access to, but I'll check. Maybe I have a free trial link for you to check out. Now, another one, the one that I currently use for emails is Active Campaign. This is the last email that I sent. It's probably one of the best softwares for sending emails from my experience. I used to use Aweber at first, then I went to GetResponse. GetResponse is, by the way, really good, especially if you're an affiliate. If you're someone who is following me and you're an affiliate, I do recommend also GetResponse. But for the last 3 years, I think, I've been using it. I'm liking it. It has really good automations. It's right on the edge where it's not that expensive. You have $15 a month plan, and you have, I think the one I'm using is $49 because I'm paying like $600 a year. Obviously, depending on the context that you have, but really easy to use, easy automations, pretty straightforward. They have all the possible features that you might think of at the moment. So honestly, really loving it. But if you use softwares like, for example, FG Funnels, you can also skip it and just use their native one. Now, the caveat I want to say here, if you're using the mix of this as I do, is that I need to pay $30 for Zapier because a lot of stuff that I do with like automated emails, they don't have currently native integration with ActiveCampaign. So I need to do it with paid version of Zapier, which I think I have here. And I pay $30 per month for this, right? Because I need webhooks. This is one of the options that I have. They have free, by the way, if you're using Zapier, they have free version. But for the mix of these two that I'm using, I do need Zapier. So that gives me additional expense of $30 per month. And I pay 50 for Active Campaign. And I think I'm on a, because I started using FD Funnels, I think 2 years ago, they were still at 99. So I'm paying a bit less for this one, but again, paying around $50 for Active Campaign and around 30 for Zapier. Now Zoom, I've been paying for 4 years, probably, I think it's $16 now. It was $15 for the longest. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this, but you probably all know Zoom. It's the app where you can have meetings. I use it for everything, literally, whether it's one-on-one with clients or one-to-many or sales calls when I do them, which I rarely do now. I use it for streaming, for example, on Facebook, for all sorts of stuff, for presentations, everything. Like Zoom is one of my favorite investments. Obviously, they have a free version, but I think if you have call with someone there, you're limited on the free version on 45 or 40 minutes, something like that. Whereas on paid version, you can have obviously unlimited length, and I'm gladly paying for Zoom. Again, you don't have to, but if you do sales calls, if you do one-to-many calls, I think I would probably recommend paying for Zoom. It's a great software with great features, especially when they introduce AI as of lately. Yeah, big props to that. Now, we're getting into AI tools. Obviously, Chat has a free version. I use it, but I use it so much as of lately, especially now when they have like web searching. I stopped using Google, and I use it a lot when I do use it for business. So I definitely need that paid version currently. At the time of me recording this, it's $20 per month. Worth every penny, honestly, for me. I use it literally every day. When I started paying for it, I didn't use it as much. So at first I was wondering, is it really worth? Because maybe I used it a couple of times per month. But in the last year, or maybe 10 months, well, this year in 2024, I've definitely extensively used it, and I do recommend it. Now, I will give one caveat. If you mostly use it for copy, which I do and do not recommend, I do think that you should maintain your brand, your voice, etc. But if you do want help, I think Claude is better, right, for the copy. You can argue, I think Claude is also $20. So you can choose between the two. So I'm using free version of Claude, and I'm using paid version of ChatGPT. Use it for so many things. So I definitely do recommend at least a free version, obviously. Now, This one you don't have to pay, but I wanted to show you this because I do use it. I'm paying for this check mark, and the reason is that I use Facebook mainly for my business, and I think it's worth paying like around 12 bucks. I think depends on where you live. It's different price, but it's between 10 and 15 bucks. If, for example, you use Instagram organic, I would recommend still paying for it. If you use Facebook organic, I do recommend paying for it. But you don't need to. I've used Facebook and made money for years before they enrolled this, so you don't need to pay for this. Just throwing that out there. But I do use it. Now, I've been using Groups Pro. This is only if you have community on Facebook, which I do have, which you should join. By the way, in the comments, you can find my free community. You can join. But Groups Pro is basically there. You know how you have membership questions that people need to answer before they join? Now, imagine having 10 or 50 or 100 people joining your group at a time. If you're like, well, I'm just starting it, I just get 1 or 2 people, yeah, that's okay. But as you start to get more people, getting these responses can be really time consuming because you need to probably copy paste them, then push them to the Google Sheet. If you're collecting emails like I am, then you would also need to manually enter it into your autoresponder, and that's all like just time consuming. So I opted in, and I've been using this for, I want to say 4 years now. One of the softwares that I've been using the longest for, and it's pretty inexpensive. It's 20 bucks or 297, I think, a lifetime access. I don't think it's even yearly. It's like a lifetime access. And what this does, for example, I have people requesting to join. I can just come here to the extension. I can approve all members. I do not recommend that. I do click here, members that have answered all the questions, and I go start out approving. And what the software does is it literally checks if people responded to all questions, right? If they did, it collects the information, it puts it to my Google Sheet, so I have all the information. But then what I really love, there are other softwares that do this as well. But what I really love about Groups Pro is that not only it does that, but then it pushes my emails directly to my autoresponder, and you can add triggers where people will start receiving emails as they join your group. So pretty cool. And it does this with what, 2 clicks of a button or a couple, and I can go start out with approving. And this is, again, one of the best investments that I made. Now, I will say for the last 2 months or so, you don't need to use this unless you're heavily using video. I just started using it, so I haven't been using and paying for these two. I'm using them now. So for example, you can see me here. This is connecting my iPhone where I'm recording because it's better camera than the camera on PC that I have. But to export at 1080, I need paid version, right? So I'm paying $9 for this software Cameo that again connects my iPhone with my computer. And I use this script, which is probably my favorite currently tool for editing videos. It has so many AI features. It makes it so easy. Actually, let me show you here. I have it right here. If you do use video, probably bar none, the best or one of the best softwares that I've used. It makes everything so much easier. First, it gives you all the transcript, and then, now this is edited, but if it wasn't edited, you would see all sorts of things that it does. For example, it removed all the pauses, and it does this automatically. I don't need to go to my timeline here and be like, oh, maybe I'm not talking here, right? There is something here. Now I need to cut and find no, it does this all automatically. So it has this underload feature, and it has this edit for clarity. It has removed filler words, and everything. Now, again, I removed it. This is already edited video, but it is so good. Or let's say I want to delete this sentence. I can literally do this here, just delete. It has so many features. I'm not gonna, maybe if you want me to, I can cover it in a separate video. But if you do use a lot of editing, it has captions. So if you do use shorts and reels and TikTok, you can use it for that. It's the best software for all things like editing, AI editing, really, really good. I pay 19 bucks a month for this. It does have a free version. Another reason why I use it, I have a bit more videos now. I think you have 3 hours of transcript on the free version. But one of the reasons I'm using it is that, again, if I want to export this HD, which I do for y'all on the YouTube, I need to use paid. Again, you don't need to use this too. And again, I will record separate video of how you can make money honestly with just free stuff. But this is what I'm currently, now I'm using other things that you can maybe see here. Some tools like Claude or something for YouTube thumbnails, like all sorts of little stuff. But these are the main tools. These are the paid tools that I think are definitely worth every penny out of all the tools that I've used. And these are free tools that I keep coming back to. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, I think you will also enjoy a video on how I made my first $100,000 on Facebook alone. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly videos on how to get clients online.